guys, I am Rachel Barnes, a student at the University of Houston and a student teacher at Dickinson Elementary in Lamar CISD. I hope to learn an abundance of new things to contribute to my future classroom during my time as a student teacher. I graduate this May with a bachelor's degree in teaching and learning, and I am very excited to be a teacher someday. I chose this degree path because I have a passion for working with children and hope to someday make a difference in a child's life. I want to be that person in a child's life that pushes them to their fullest potential. I expect to gain a lot in this profession, such as confidence, and I hope to be that person that 20+ students look forward to seeing each morning. One of my goals as a teacher is to help my students find their own voice and step out of the shadows. I grew up in Fulshear, Texas, which at the time was a pretty small town. There wasn't much diversity at my elementary school, and in fact, I don't remember any classmate of a different ethnicity than me. It wasn't until middle school and then high school that I saw diversity in the school environment. I gained a few friends in high school whose first language was Spanish and English was their second. They both spoke Spanish and English fluently, but their parents, on the other hand, spoke very broken English. So going to their houses, I had a very hard time trying to communicate with their parents. A lot of times, they would speak Spanish to me, and my friends would have to translate it to me and then translate what I said back to their parents. After being friends for quite some time, it became easier to communicate with them as I learned some simple words and could piece together what was being said to me. In high school, I was required to take a minimum of 2 years in a foreign language class. I decided to take Spanish those 2 years, in which I struggled tremendously. My teacher's teaching method was not helpful to me at all, as we were given worksheets each class that followed along to a video and we were expected to take notes off of. I had a lot of help from my friends who spoke Spanish, and I always thought it was funny how they said Spanish we were learning in class wasn't like the Spanish they spoke at home. Of course, I never knew what they meant by that, but it always made me wonder if I was learning a slang form of Spanish. When I met my fiance, who speaks no English, but parents both speak Spanish fluently. After being with him and around his family for the past 5 years, I have picked up on a few Spanish words. I have learned many things, such as their Hispanic traditions and a few words. Since my fiance grew up with parents who speak Spanish, he did grasp some Spanish depending on the conversation. Sometimes he can follow along and understand the Spanish. For me, I can listen, pick out select words I hear being said, such as car, food, chicken or beef, dog and cat, and other pretty simple words. Overall, I have picked up on a lot more of the Spanish language since being around Spanish speakers. I have learned a lot more being around Spanish speakers in the real world than I did in the 2 years that I took Spanish class. I think being bilingual is such a great feature, and I hope to continue to learn more of the Spanish language.